Another beautiful day rose over Twilight's house, and the sun's warmth hit my face, making me awaken from my slumber. I slowly opened my eyes and rose up from my bed. I yawned and stretched, while I was feeling my senses again, and my body awakening. I looked up and saw that Twilight and Spike were already up. I looked at the clock and saw it was time for me to get up, because I had to get to the farm and help Applejack. I pulled the sheets off and rose up from my bed, walked downstairs, putting my jacket on, yawning again in the process. I then proceeded into the kitchen to get some breakfast before I start my day at the farm. Twilight was reading a book and Spike was making breakfast as usual. Twilight looked up and saw me, flashed me a smile. "Good morning, Daniel," she greeted. I smiled back. "Morning, Twilight. Sleep well?" Blushing a little, she responded. "Very well, thank you." She still must be nervous and embarrassed wow. Grammar! Grammar! She still must be nervous and embarrassed from her dream she had last night, even though I didn't exactly know what she was dreaming about. But I clearly knew it was about me, since she mumbled my name in her sleep and said, "I love you." I decided not to bring it up, since I didn't want her to be too embarrassed about this. I gave her a smile and nod, and sat down at the table, while Spike brought a plate of French toast, another dish I enjoyed back on Earth, but will definitely taste better. I was eating slightly quicker than usual because Applejack would be waiting for me at the farm. "You seem to be in a hurry," Spike said. I swallowed my food and said, "Hey, yeah, I got a job at the farm and I don't want to be late." "You don't have to rush. I'm sure Applejack will understand," Spike said. I thought about it for at least a moment. It is my first day on the job, and maybe Applejack will probably cut me some slack on my first day. But I still don't want her to wait for me. I then shrugged. "Okay, I'll take it slow, but I still don't want her to wait for me for very long." After around 4 minutes or so, we finally finished breakfast, and we were now ready for our day. I placed my shoes on and walked to the door with my bag and sword, along with Twilight and Spark. Spark, wow. I'm sorry, guys. I'm still a little flustered after having messed up the chapter order, so I'm messing up a little bit more, seeing as I went out of order on the chapters. But ultimately, I am trying to make that up to you by getting the chapter 7 out now and then finishing up chapter 8. So please bear with me. I'm not a professional narrator, but I certainly have fun with these and try my best. I hope you guys enjoy them, and smash that like button if you can. Anything that you can do to help support me is greatly appreciated. Really could use it. "You two going somewhere?" I asked them. "We need to go to the supply closet to get more quills and scrolls," she answered. I nodded and opened the door, and were face to face with Rarity. "Oh, good morning, Rarity. What brings you here?" I asked her. Rarity smiled at me. "Just here to drop off your clothing, darling. I hope you like them," she said, holding a bag in front of me. I nodded and took the bag from her, and then brought out my bit bag. "How much do I owe you for the clothing?" I asked. "Oh, you don't have to pay me anything, darling. I was more than happy to make the clothing for you," she explained with a smile still on her face. I recoiled with shock. She doesn't want any of my bits? Especially since she focused so much on them? I was feeling bad and amazed at the same time. Bad that it felt like I was taking advantage of her, and happy she was doing this for me for nothing in return. "Nothing? Not even one bit?" I asked, shocked. Rarity shook her head. "Nothing in return, darling. I don't know what to say." I was so speechless. These ponies continued to surprise me and show me so much more than I bargained for. I looked back at Rarity and then smiled, placing the bag of clothes down along with my bit bag, and surprised her with a hug. "Thank you, Rarity." I knew she was blushing because I could feel the heat in her cheeks rise, but she then returned the hug. "Any time, darling," she whispered into my ear. I released the hug and smiled at her. Back at Twilight and Spike. Twilight was smiling and... Uh-oh. Spike's giving me the stink eye again. I better change this. Anyway, I better... Hey, Daniel! A familiar tomboyish voice was heard in the distance, and I saw a rainbow trail heading our way. The rainbow trail stopped, and Rainbow Dash landed on the ground. Nice landing. Komodo while grinning. "Thanks! I've been practicing. I've been looking for you, and hope we can get started on our training," she said enthusiastically. I raised an eyebrow in confusion. What did she mean by... Oh, she means her MMA training. Gosh, I forgot about that. I would like to get started, Rainbow, but that's going to have to wait till later on. I have to get to the farm and help Applejack out, I explained while rubbing the back of my head. Rainbow frowned a little. Guess she was really looking forward to it for a while. Oh. Hey. I placed my hand on her shoulder, making her look up at me. I'll see if I can get out of work early, and then we can get started, all right? I asked while smiling. She smiled a little. All right, but don't forget! I chuckled a little. I won't. Well, better get going. See you all later, I said, waving goodbye to the girls and running down the path to the farm. Around a few minutes later, I was able to make it to the farm right on time. I finally made it and saw Applejack with a wagon and some empty buckets. Applejack! I called out, getting her attention. Howdy, Daniel. Glad you made it, she said, smiling. Wouldn't want to be out late on my first day on the job now, would I? Said, grinning. Who's this? Hold on. That's Big Mac. Fudge! Who's this, sis? Asked the deep stallion voice. I turned my eyes and widened a little. The stallion I saw was red, had an orange mane, tail, wore a white shirt, and jeans, along with emerald eyes like Applejack. Had a green apple cutie mark with a slice in it. I'll tell you, he's pretty big for a regular stallion. Big Mac, this is Daniel Blaze, the one me and Granny Smith hired yesterday. Daniel, this is Big Mac, my older brother, Evan said to the two of us. How come I didn't meet him yesterday? I asked. He sprained his leg a little when he was picking apple from yesterday morning, so he retired the rest of the day yesterday, Applejack explained. Oh, I see. I looked up at Big Mac and smiled at him while extending my hand to him. It's nice to meet you, Big Mac. Yep, he replied, shaking my hand. Holy hell, his hands are bigger than mine. Not to mention he's very bulky. I bet he could beat me in an arm wrestling contest. So, what's the plan today, AJ? I asked. Applejack blushed when I called her that. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean It's fine, Jickercube. My friends call me AJ as well. I don't mind, she explained while smiling a little. I smiled as well. All right, then. Anyways, what are we doing today? We have an order today from Ponyville to a pony named Filthy Rich. He's the most wealthiest pony in Ponyville. He ordered about 300 apples and wants us to meet him in Ponyville Square in 3 hours, Applejack explained. Holy shit! 300 apples? Damn, this guy sounds rich. Knowing the plan, I nodded. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's get to picking, I said enthusiastically while placing my bag, sword, and jacket down. Applejack and Big Mac smiled and nodded in agreement. The three of us walked down to the orchard and we each grabbed 2 buckets that'll hold around 20 each. We each went to a tree and got started.